What's up there guys, it's Mac, hope you guys are well. Today we are reviewing the 8BitDo. It is called the Gbros adapter by 8BitDo, and this is it. It takes AA batteries, the only downside. Other than that, it is pretty awesome. What it can do, it can connect the proprietary Wii U and the Wii sort of adapter port that a lot of the Wii controllers, the Wii Classic controllers and the Wii Classic Pro controllers use, as well as the actual NES and the SNES Classic controllers. And over here we have the official Gamecube adapter, so you can plug in your original Gamecube controllers into this thing, as well as a Wavebird, so you can get the normal Gamecube controller rumble via this and make it wireless for your Nintendo Switch. So really cool different features that can be done with this, and I've done all my testing for it, so I'm going to just show you guys a video clip of how all of it works and how they all connect to it. So I'm going to just run through a few of the features that it has. So obviously the start button is, I believe, is the screen capture button. This menu button here, which is like a little pixels, is the home button. You've got the S and the X, which is you put the switch mode, and it makes it for the Nintendo Switch, and the X is for X input, it works on the PC. And then the yellow button here is the wireless button. You click on that and it basically syncs it. All you gotta do is press this button once and you'll see it will blink blue. If you hold on it, it will power off and the blue light will go away. And if you press it once and then hold on the yellow button, which is the wireless button, it will actually start blinking really fast, as you can see there. And that is basically sync mode. That's all you really need to know about this. And what I really like about 8BitDo is that they always do really cool updates on all of their products. So I've updated it to the latest firmware, and the firmware update that's the latest at the moment is version 2.22. Now I'm just going to go through a few of the features that the new adapter updates have done. Right at the top of the latest one is functionality via USB cable, so you can plug this in to your Switch via USB cable. It's got micro USB at the top there, and it connects to the Switch, and then you can connect to that via that, and it pairs it directly. You've also got it fixed input lag issues for playing Super Smash Brothers. One of the main things I really like is that it's added analog function to the L2 and R2 on GameCube controllers on X input mode, so you can actually have analog triggers for when you're playing on the PC, as well as they've actually changed the shoulder buttons to function with a light press. So the L and the R on the GameCube button, you know, they're big fat analog triggers and they take a while to travel down to press the actual button. So it says added shoulder button function to L and R buttons when lightly pressed. So as soon as you press it lightly, it does the proper press, and that's basically what is emulating a normal Switch Pro controller, because they have digital triggers. So it's a quick press, and that's what you want for a GameCube. You don't have to press the entire button for it to work, and that's really cool. Also added button mapping function, which can be swapped between Switch Pro and GameCube. So that is a weird one. You got the L, R, A and B and start. If you press all of those buttons together on the GameCube pad, you will see it will flash green to show that it's in GameCube mode. And if you press them all together again, it will flash red, the actual indication light. Then it'll go back to normal, which is the normal standard blue. And it needs to be standard blue, not blinking, for it to be connected to the Switch. So when it goes to when it blinks red, it actually does a Switch Pro mode, which I'm not sure why you would do that one. So the Switch Pro option makes the L and R be L and R, and ZR button be ZR. Whereas on the GameCube mode, it actually makes the L and R triggers be ZR and ZL, and the R button, which is the one button by itself, or the ZR button, be just the R button. So which is pretty much how the Switch Pro controller would normally be, the L and R being L and R and the triggers being ZL and ZR. In this one they have the GameCube option being the triggers being ZR and ZL, and the R being just the R, just the one R, because there's no L button. And obviously they switched them around so that that becomes the ZR if you go into switch Pro mode, and then the L and R becomes L and R. Now again, it's all there in the writing there, you can see that, but I would just keep it on the GameCube mode because it actually saves it. So as soon as I did it, it doesn't change. So I'd prefer it that way. And that's how one of my other controllers are. I've got the PDP GameCube controller, and that one has the triggers being ZR and ZL, and the R and the L shoulder buttons being R and L, and that's all I need, and I prefer that way, so I'll leave it as that. Anyway, let's quickly just go and show all the controllers functioning, and just quickly just show how the test, how the input lag is. I've actually got the Wavebird to work also on this controller, on this adapter, and that's pretty awesome, and it works. I can't seem to notice the lag. I've tested them all and they all seem to function as soon as I press the button. So let's check them out and let's quickly see how they all function. So first I'm going to try is the NES Classic controller. All you're going to do, pop it over here, connect it, turn it on, button, there you go, it's paired. We're going to system settings, go into controller sensors and test input devices, and here you can see A is A, B is B, start is plus, minus is select, up, down, left, right, input lag, 8B, 8B, that's your input lag there. Now it should remain the settings, the settings just stay, so you just disconnect it, plug in the Wii Classic Pro controller. I love this controller because it's like pretty much like the new 8BitDo Pro Plus controller, the SNES style layout, but with handles exactly the same. So this is pretty much it. So they pinned up. So AB, AB, AB. And R, ZR and ZL. Minus, plus. This one actually has a home button as well. That's really cool. Okay, up. AB. Minus and plus. Set this go. R and L, R and L. This one doesn't have no triggers and it doesn't have no handles, but other than that, as you can see, it's pretty much that. So now you can play your SNES Classic and your NES Classic with these controllers wirelessly using this, and we all know that the NES Classic has a very short cable anyway, but keep it cable tied like that and it'll be fine. So I've also just tested the Gbros adapter with the SNES Classic, and the way you do the SNES Classic is that you use the sort of SNES Classic retro bit receiver, and as you can see I synced it. I pressed the sync button and it was blinking and then it became solid. I also pressed the sync button here, the yellow one, and it was blinking and then it became solid. And now I've literally got my SNES Classic connected up with this receiver to this receiver. And what I also like about 8BitDo is that they literally work between all receivers and all of their controllers. So now it's opened up GameCube as well as classic controller support. So my actual NES Classic controller now works on my SNES Classic. Look, and you can see it loads it all up perfectly. So I can use my GameCube controllers, I can use the official wired NES Classic controller with the NES Classic receiver, 8BitDo's receiver on the NES Classic, and it will also work with the official wired controller because it's a short cable with this dongle. And you can play with many controllers. All the classic previous controllers that I mentioned that connects to this also works on the SNES Classic and the NES Classic using the adapters. So that would also mean that any 8BitDo receivers that are picked up for the Mega Drive as well, that should also connect to this, and you can play Mega Drive games using all the controllers again above mentioned that connect to the Gbros adapter. That is really big compatibility for this device. Not bad. The box over here actually came with this nice cable tidy. So you can use that to keep the cables nice and tidied up, so it's not messy. Okay, next we have the Gamecube controller. Put that in. So as you can see, the R, which is over here. As you can see, the R is R and the ZR, and the Z is this one here. But if you see how it's set up, it's R is ZR. This one is just R, and the L over here is ZL, and that's how I like it. But you can actually swap it around. If you hold L, R, A, B and start, you will see the color blink from blue. Let's just have a look here. L, R, A, B and start together. You see it blinked red. And now the R is, and L are R. L being L, R being R, R being R, L being L, and the ZR is now your ZR, or the Z button over here. But I prefer the other way around. R, L, A, B and start. You see the blue light blink green this time. See that light green? So now it's gone back to blue. And now if we have a look, L is just now ZL and the R is ZR, and the Z button is now, you can just press it, is now the R button. We actually have rumble for the GameCube wirelessly, because these controllers, the Wavebird or the Power A wireless controller, they don't have any rumble features, whereas this one does. So it's really cool to actually have rumble on Super Smash Bros. And any other games using this controller. And it's wireless as well, but you have this bit of wire in between. Wavebird, the adapter doesn't actually fit directly in here because of the shape of the connection. It just doesn't fit. So the way I did it is just use a regular GameCube extender. So it's just a GameCube section over here and a GameCube female port over here. Plug that in, and then you plug the adapter into this side. Now this is a bit extravagant, but it's just fun to do. And then turn your Wavebird on. Make sure that the channel is set to the correct ones. ZR, ZL, R is just your R. Your start button is your plus button, and there is no minus button from what I can see. You've got the screen capture and you've got the home button on here, and you've got the wireless sync button, maybe XY, D-pad. So it is wireless. You've got this being wireless to that, while being wireless to that, to the switch. I know, crazy, but yeah, it's wireless. That is how you connect a wireless Wavebird GameCube controller wirelessly without the GameCube adapter to the Nintendo Switch for your Smash Bros needs and any other GameCube controller needs, because you can use that controller on the Switch for any other games, provided you get around the actual layout of the buttons. You can use all your Wii controllers, your Wii Classic controllers, your Wii Classic Pro controllers, which is the one with the artist in here, the gold one with the handles. You can play your SNES Classic, your NES Classic controllers, and you could also use your official GameCube, original GameCube controller, which is the one with all the rumble features, wirelessly on this Switch now with this Gbros adapter. I bought this adapter for about £15. It's a bargain, and you can do so much functionality with it. The only downside is that you need to have AA batteries. There is no way of charging it, but other than that, it's a really awesome device, and I do recommend you guys pick it up. Hope you guys enjoyed that video. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Really appreciate all of my subscribers, so thank you very much for that. Until next time, take care guys. This is Mac. Peace out.